Start streaming. Before we bring the folks on, I'm just gonna do the theme song right quick, which I don't have pulled up again. There we go. I had Gloria pulled up because I was gonna play Gloria last night and then I didn't. All right, here we go. I have a pick? I don't think I have a pick. That's fine. Who needs a pick? Ready? One.
I actually
two.
turned on the
in
stream
5,
so I could hear this.
4, 3, 2.
Same. I know I just said same myself.
I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Every time I just see the brightest side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me.
Get gaslit. He's not here. May he rest in peace. You guys can talk. Go ahead.
Okay, so welcome to Trade Deadline tonight, game 2 of the Trade Deadline game.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
indeed.
Been a wonderful couple of days of trading to start off with.
Yeah.
Also, I will probably go ahead and preempt this by saying thank you so very much to our reporters for making the preparations for these so much easier this year.
Oh, I know, right?
Yes.
Especially to you, sportscaster Steve.
Yes. Oh my
Who
goodness.
has been putting together the most amazing rundowns that we will be using for our analysis tonight.
Yes.
So, and with that, let's introduce everyone. Hi, I'm Khaleesi. Jack.
Jack.
I'm
Butters?
Butternades.
Hi, I'm Luis. Or Akakium. Sorry. I'm used to.
Yeah, might not want to.
I doxed
Okay.
myself. My bad.
It happens to all of us.
Would it really be Trade Deadline game if we didn't accidentally dox someone?
I know, right? Haven't we done that to someone every year?
I know exactly who you're talking about, and yes, every single time they come up.
I mean, everyone knows where I live, anyways. In
Yes,
the
in the
back of
trunk of
Kuhan's
Kuhan's-
trunk.
In the trunk of Nukon's car,
Okay.
which has incredible lighting.
Oh, yes. Definitely the best lighting of all of us here. So let's dive into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many trades have we had so far, real quick?
We are in the 80s.
Confirmed.
Please
We are
hold.
at 87, I believe, and I think up to trade 90 has been submitted.
Yeah.
That feels pretty
77 confirmed. 77 have been completed. We have killed 11 because GMs don't know how to make good trades.
Make
Make
better
better
trades.
They need to do that. Yes. And we have 3 allegedly sitting on the fax machine when we get there in the morning.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, shall we start talking about some of the trades that have occurred over the last 2 days?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will
Let's go.
start with trade number 13. I Bleed Red. Cardinals received I Bleed Red, the Eagles franchise, and now St. Louis Eagles, and the burnt portion of I-95, which I believe has been reopened, but Otter will have to correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Has been.
The
was
Phillies
about this
received, yeah, the Phillies received Frigid Veins, Bill Burr's Philly Rant, and the right to now call Sam Adams beer Ben Franklin's beer.
And Sportscaster Steve has been nice enough to give us a actual analysis of every single trade as well as a grade. So in this, the Cardinals get a Gen Xer in I Bleed Red, which can have its pluses and minuses, while Phillies receive a newer, frequent game thread poster in Frigid Veins. Phillies also get the Eagles franchise, huge as long as it doesn't come with its fans. Sorry, Philly fans, please don't hurt me. And the burnt portion of I-95, and not sure why they would want that. The Cardinals also receive Bill Burr's iconic Philly Rant, which, as I said, is iconic, and the right to call Sam Adams Ben Franklin's, which I think has a sort of ring to it. And Cardinals received a B, and the Phillies received a B+ for this trade.
Which
Yeah,
I think is pretty fair grading for the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it feels about right. It's not a full blockbuster on both sides, but it was a very good trade.
Yeah, it's a fair
Yeah.
trade. Very excellently done.
The next one I'm a little salty about personally.
Go ahead and read it off.
Well, so trade 14, the Reds received Stu Doggery, who some of us know from certain fake baseball, and the Cardinals received myself and Miss Deadite. Since then, actually, Miss Deadite has been traded back to the Reds because she has specifically requested to stay in Cincinnati following the trade deadline game. Cardinals also received the rights to the Cincinnati Bengals, now the St. Louis Bengals, the Florence Yalls, now the St. Louis Yalls, and the rights to Indiana south of the Indianapolis Beltway. It doesn't say that here, but I don't think we received anything else for this one. There's some other ones we've got.
Nice.
Unfortunately,
Stu is the master of puns, so you are going to have a great time with Stu.
but I'm salty because I was given a C- for this. I think Stu is an absolute pickup, worth
Oh,
trading
100%.
away
Stu
the
is a good
Bengals, the
friend.
Yalls, and Indiana.
Yeah, Stu is a good friend.
And
Of
This
the
may
trade
be a bit of a
deadline
hot
game.
take, but I think that this reporter's relative newcomer status to the game might be starting to show.
Yeah,
Not fully
definitely in this
appreciating
one.
how
Not appreciating
some
how
users may not have the full Parma display, but really, really pack a punch.
Stu is the master of puns and dad jokes galore. You will have a wonderful time with Stu.
Also, just a genuinely wonderful person.
Yes, love Stu.
Next up
Let's
is going to
see.
be trade 16.
Yes.
In which,
Trades. Yeah, go ahead.
The Cardinals received Midwest person is bored. Perhaps
Fair.
being traded to the wrong place, but I'll leave that alone. The rights to Kansas City Chiefs, now known as the St. Louis Chiefs. Confirmation that the Columbia line, the middle of the state, is controlled by St. Louis. And the Royals received Black Arrow 04, Dodoromo, and Knight DE. Cardinals continuing to stay red hot in trading with getting their third football team. One of the major plot lines so far. St. Louis seems to be wanting to bring football back to St. Louis. Their third team, this time the Super Bowl champion Chiefs, along with control over the crucial middle line of Missouri. They also get Midwest person is born, who comments on some key issues on occasion. The Royals get three users. The three users the Royals get in return are Black Arrow 04, who comments on hockey from time to time. Maybe we'll miss being in a city with hockey. Anyway, Goat Romo, very rare poster commenter, and Knight DE, who has been missing for 2 months. If you have seen them lately, please do feel free. Send us a postcard. The rating for this, Cardinals got an A, Royals got a D. I think that might be slightly misvaluing as well, because
Interesting.
yes, Super Bowl champions, very impressive. However, Patrick Mahomes aside, not really providing much baseball value.
Very true.
Which is the
Very
name of the
true. The
thing.
baseball value is the key here, but
Yeah.
I think having two players who are missing and one player that only comments on hockey from time to time received.
On the other hand, Royals have gotten the chance to solve a mystery.
They have. They
What
have.
happened to this user?
It will be interesting to see if they show up eventually.
Indeed.
Only time will tell.
Yep.
Lisa,
So
what
I-
tell about trade 23?
Yeah, Ikakium, do you want to talk on that one?
yes, let me pull it up. It's right here. Gotta scroll up from the thing that we're gonna talk about. Oh God,
Yes.
I'm
It'll-
excited for that one.
That's going to be fun.
Fire days, I think.
Yes, we're covering days 1 and 2 here because yeah, last night was just not happening for anyone.
No, it did happen.
I don't know what you're talking about. It happened.
Well,
It was my favorite stream. We laughed, we cried, we shared.
here,
Oh,
Akakium,
fuck.
I got you.
Thank you.
We just sent it to the planning.
I gotta
Or
scroll.
oh, sorry, wrong page. Let me send it now.
This is a fully professional production here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we get
Professional, what are you
paid-
talking
We
about?
get paid for what we provide.
I don't know about you, but I got paid in the delicious beverage.
I was gonna say some people do get paid in this game. in the
Hell
form
yeah.
of meals.
All right.
Yeah, by holding up the
some
game
GM
hostage.
Some
I-
GM
hey,
needs to
I
send
have-
me food.
I have
No one has
I
offered
have.
yet.
I
In
have
2
in the
years.
course of this game
Ooh,
sent several meals and received 2.
that was
I
fun.
was one of those
You were.
that sent you food.
Yeah, the office of the commissioner is unfair. They're holding the game hostage.
No. None of these were in my capacity as a member of the Office of the Commissioner.
Yeah.
I just said the office in general. I didn't say who.
Yes,
know
but
who
no
you
one
were.
has offered to send me food yet, which
It's
totally
true.
unfair.
There was discussion of sending you pizza, and it was
Mhm.
apparently too early Mountain Time.
Akakium,
was
would
very
you
early.
be willing to pull up the actual page that we're reading from right now?
Yeah, I have it right now. So you want it to
Alright.
be
I'm glad
actually
we finished
on the
with filling
screen.
up
Yes. Yes.
Okay, there we go. There's the Google Doc. It's right. It's instead of you guys, it's the Google Doc. So fleece.
Oh,
alert.
right, that's fine.
So the
Yeah.
Reds receive Lanius 18, the portion of Ontario, West Hamilton. The Blue Jays receive Butternades, the Ohio National Guard, and F-35 Lightning fighter jet.
So specifically, they received my alternate account because I was already traded to the Cardinals and now the Mets. And I like to do it to 2 teams.
Nice.
Gonna leave that phrasing alone, but an interesting.
I know what I
strategy.
said. His analysis of this is rather interesting. He goes, fleece alert, or maybe is it colluding? Because the Blue Jays have just received a user, Butternades 2, who has suspiciously made their account today and has a remarkably similar resemblance to Butternades. But the collusion is because the Reds received Launicus, who has over 600,000 karma and has been around for 11 years. The Blue Jays do get a cool F-35 Lightning fighter jet along with the Ohio National Guard. And now that I think of it, I wonder if the Blue Jays are planning on attacking the Reds. With no military to stop them, the Blue Jays can get back what they gave up and more. This fleecing has done a complete 180, and Toronto has lured them into a false sense of security by giving up a portion of Ontario. Genius.
False
Giving the
sense
Reds
of
an F
security.
and the Blue Jays an A. Now, without giving away too much behind the scenes backroom deals that even the commissioners don't know about.
Oh.
Hold on.
This
This
Oh.
analysis.
Even the
this analysis
commissioners
seems
don't
like
know
it may
about?
be. This analysis seems like it may be somewhat biased.
It's a little outdated, let's say.
Yes.
Your own
But
analysis is out.
Even backroom
Yeah.
deals the commissioners don't know about. Ooh.
I've said too much. I will need to be leaving now.
The commissioners are prepared to make court filings.
That's all we have so far for day 1. And now for day 2, and somehow I get involved again because
Yes.
apparently the person who makes the most trades gets to get talked about.
Let's go for day 2. And we will start with trades 37 and 38.
And
Okay.
interestingly, with this one, it's actually one trade. It was just a 3-team trade. So we'll talk about these 2
Yes.
together.
Okay, so Twins receive you Feynman. Spelled very interestingly. You Flotrax Wolf, and you 349188, and all the Great Lakes. As a Clevelander, I take offense to all the Great Lakes being traded.
I have
Blue
thoughts on this trade.
Blue Jays receive you Skylup, you Isgard.
A high school grad.
Oh, I high school grad. Okay. All the nuclear missiles in North Dakota. Minnow Air
No.
Force Base and the T from the Twins.
Can I just say,
Min-
before we get into the reporter's analysis of this, I feel like the Blue Jays potentially have floundered here. It would appear that in trading you 349188, they may have received all the nuclear missile silos in North Dakota, and yet traded away the nuclear missile codes.
Only time will tell.
Oh. Yeah. yeah. We don't know if U34188 has the missile codes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suggesting that their username is the missile codes.
Yes.
Mhm.
We don't know if it is or
Akakium,
not.
would you
Yeah.
like to read out the analysis for this one?
37, right?
Yes.
The Minnesota Winds are looking great. Not sure what the Blue Jays need for the T, though. The Winds also get all the Great Lakes, however. They already control the Lake Superior, which is the only lake that really matters anyways. Blue Jays just received their biggest asset yet, the missile silos in North Dakota combined with the Minnow Air Force Base. The Blue Jays get more karma from Skylup, fairly frequent baseball commentator, and iHigh school grad who has baseball commentator as well as the occasional soccer comment Karma Hall. The Twins receive 3 users in return, although not as much, including... I'm not reading that.
The user formerly known as Feynman.
Feynman.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, Feynman. Hold on. I'll
Maybe.
put that on the screen. That's I'm not pronouncing that. That's too many consonants next to
This
each other.
user is either Welsh or doesn't know how to spell.
A clear
So
Morber.
we're calling him Feynman.
Okay, Feynman.
Nenenin.
A
I think
clear.
it's Nenenin.
Oh, probably. But they're a clear Morber. It isn't Morbin time. Flo tracks Wolf, who's just active enough to make sure we know that they're alive every week, and 349188, who's fresh off the register account screen. Twins, C+, Blue Jays, A.
And as part of this, the Reds received U Gerard slipped, haha.
Slipped. Haha.
U Kruffner,
That's to the Twins. Is Kruffner.
and the Twins received U Kruffner. The no from NOLA to Minnesota. Minnesota now has to rebrand to the Minnesota No Wins. So the analysis.
The analysis for this is slightly inaccurate because Sportscaster Steve was unaware that I had previously traded Houston for the state of Louisiana.
Okay.
Yes. I thought that this was another example of the game moves quickly. It's sometimes
Yes.
hard to keep up with.
Yes, it really is.
Go ahead,
This-
Khaleesi.
This is completely on brand with the current Minnesota team, so I don't know if I should be giving them a good grade for matching expectations with reality or a bad grade to make them try and do better. TBD, I guess. The Reds just straight up trade for Gerard Slipped, haha, who has a bit more karma than Kruffner, but not an excessive amount. Maybe they just like the username. I mean, it is a great username.
Mhm.
Although Gerard Slipped, haha, is way more active than Kruffner, despite only having 400 karma. Interesting. And now it makes sense why Minnesota traded for Kruffner, because they are going for a no-win strategy. So with their theme coming full circle, it makes me think this is a good trade for them. However, if they start making good trades, I will have to strike them down with 1,000 baseballs.
Okay. The next trade that we have, trade number 39, was between the Twins and Padres. The Twins received you Clusterfuckin', you Ben Ritter 2, you JFlow 28, and a Hispanic priest. The Padres received you South Ad 7488, you Joey Bougie, and the Olsen twins. Sportscaster Steve says, not sure I understand the Hispanic priest pickup, but the Olsen twins is an interesting decision. Honestly, when was the last time they were relevant? I feel like I only ever hear about them in the context of their other sister, Elizabeth. It's a very even karma split, as the Twins seem to be going for quantity over quality with Clusterfuckin', who has been in the biz for a while now and is angry at the lack of beards on the Yankees, which is an extremely fair point. Ben Ritter 2, whose humor I enjoy, and JFlow 28, who is proud to have completed No Nut November. Twins are really getting a good one there. And the Padres get South Ad 7488, who is a Twins and Packers fan. Someone needs to check on them. As well as Joey Bougie, who is a regular commenter in all things sports. That was a fun write-up.
Was.
He proudly completed No Nut November. Good man.
Do we want to come back to the big one, or do we want to just run through it
Yeah,
now?
I have notes on this particular trade.
All
Which
right,
are-
give me your notes.
I love that Slightly Awkward, one of our other reporters, we all appreciate incredibly. They
Love
really
Awk.
help make the game what it is. Slightly Awkward managed to flex their editorial slash writing muscle by arguably shaming one of the GMs in this trade
Yeah.
for not knowing how the Olsen twins were spelled.
Do they even know how they're spelled?
I don't know that they did. It was an interesting moment. Anyway,
I may or may not be amassing a large quantity of namesakes from every team.
I see.
Interesting.
This may or may not result in a death battle at the very end.
Hey, so long as you don't decide to trade for every single father in the world,
No. It's just one. It's just one Hispanic priest. One
Okay.
padre.
Okay, so with that, you mentioned a descending in a battle. We may actually have a battle on our hands with both the Blue Jays and the Brewers amassing armies.
it is feeling very alarming.
Are we getting towards another war with Canada?
I don't know because I've been part of trades with both of these teams. It seems like Toronto is just actually trying to build up the Canadian military, from what I can tell, although I'm unsure. And the Brewers GM has stated a desire to surround Illinois, for better or for worse. If you live in Illinois, I am sorry. For everyone else, I recommend you get away from Illinois.
Okay, so some other notable storylines we have going is the Buccos are copying my zoo. They're trying to create another mega zoo. They're calling it
does seem-
Zootopia, which trying to be different. Okay. And I respect wanting to create a zoo. It was super fun.
And with that, actually, that's our next trade. Trade 46 between the Padres and the Pirates. The Padres received you, IPF21, an actual pirate that is really fun at parties. The Pirates received you, Von Mises, and the San Diego Zoo.
No,
Sportscaster Steve-
not the zoo, but the rights to have the zoo count as Zootopia.
I
don't know,
don't
it's
know
not-
about that. I don't know about that. That's not what it reads.
You
I think
should have
that's what it read.
communicated with the media better.
No, I think in the actual trade, the way it was written, I don't think he wrote it right, or whoever put it here wrote it correctly.
Regardless,
I'm
Sportscaster Steve
hearing
says that
you
this
are
may be their
complaining-
favorite trade of the day. Nice and simple, but great for both teams. The Pirates get the best zoo in the world, adding to their already extensive collection, and the Padres get not only a swashbuckling pirate that can fight and plunder, but also one that is fun as parties, which is invaluable, all caps. Lower karma haul for both teams, but both seem active enough to make an impact, and both have been around for 7 years, so congrats to them. Both teams receive an A.
Indeed. And Akakium, my point here is, if you take issue with how the reporter is covering your trade, you should converse with them better and better inform them.
Don't mind
we
it
just
in the
we
trade
just got
itself.
a scoop from a former GM.
Indeed.
So Audie is very upset that our current Phillies GM has traded away the Eagles. And she wanted to make sure that I let the Stram know.
I see.
Yep.
Well, if my team just went to the Super Bowl and got traded, I'd be kind of upset about that too.
Yeah.
This is
Understandable.
true. However, if I understand correctly, person taking issue took nominated their follow-up as GM.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how much they can take issue with it then.
So
Well,
shall we get to
she is-
the big one?
having a lot going on in her life. And
Yeah.
yes, we have one
Yep.
last trade. Well, actually, before we do that, one more storyline is users requesting to go to the Reds.
Yeah, I've actually had at least 4 users so far request to come to the Reds. I mentioned Miss Deadite, who was traded away and actually requested to get traded back. There was Launicus, which is why that trade was a little bit lopsided. Then I have Mareham 2022, whom in the original posting of the game, advertising it, I commented to her and she said, "Hey, I'd be interested in coming to the Reds." And finally, Backup Shot, I believe, is the fourth one. But I've also had a few of my users request specific subreddits this year. It's been rather interesting, but it's been very fun being, having hope again, I should say.
Nice. Yeah, it
I miss having
has.
hope.
And so, one more thing before we get to the final trade that we're going to discuss. Old Line Woodwork,
Indeed.
ever present sponsor of the trade deadline game, who made this wonderful cheese board for me a few years ago that I still love and is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Also makes countless other wonderful, beautiful woodworking craft
Yes,
things.
you can
And
find
I feel like the
him
word
at
craft has been
oldlinewoodwork.com.
valued.
Yes. Old Line
Old
Woodwork.
Line.
It's good wood.
Yes.
It is.
It's got some good hardwood.
Okay, so
All
our
right.
last trade is trade number 40. The Royals
Should sorry,
Hmm?
since you folks have an actual part to play, would you like me to read out this original
Of
analysis?
course. Yes.
I think so, yes.
So
Go for it.
Sportscaster Steve said something about this trade being so inspiring that there was an entire 3-page script written. So I will read through the original trade analysis, and then the rest of our hosts will be acting out this script. So the Royals received you Red and Dangerous, the OKC Dodgers, and the Tulsa Drillers, and the rights to the sequel to the Twister movie. The Dodgers received you Royals J, you Esperitos, the Omaha Storm Chasers, Creighton University, and the University of Nebraska Omaha, and UMKC. Both teams agreed to relocate the LA Clippers to Kansas City. So the Royals received the AAA and AA affiliates of the Dodgers, which is a nice haul, as the Dodgers will be left with only a single A farm system. However, they get the Royals Omaha Storm Chasers AAA team, which have a way cooler name than the OKC Dodgers. Like, seriously, the Dodgers couldn't come up with any other name. The Royals also get the rights to a sequel to Twister, which I can see being made considering everything is getting a sequel at this point. I even had Chat GPT making an opening script for us. All right.
Yes. Okay. So we have prepared to act out the script in an agreement with the reporter. So I will be acting as narrator.
I believe I'll be Dr. Harding.
Okay.
I will be Dusty.
Perfect. Enter research facility day. A cutting-edge meteorological facility hums with activity. The renowned storm chaser, Dr. Joanna Harding, stands before a group of eager scientists.
Today, we stand at the brink of a new era in tornado research. Our team has developed state-of-the-art technology that can not only predict storms, but neutralize them. We're about to take storm chasing to a whole new level.
Scientists exchange excited glances. Enter Mobile Command Center day. Dr. Harding, now in her mid-40s, sits inside a high-tech mobile command center with her trusted partner, Dusty, a seasoned storm chaser.
Days when we used to chase tornadoes with just a rusty truck and a handful of gadgets.
Yeah, Dusty. We've come a long way since then. Now, let's show the world what we're capable of.
External tornado ravaged town day. A small town lies in ruins after a recent tornado. Dr. Harding and Dusty step out of their vehicle, surveying the devastation.
We can make a difference here, Dusty. We can save lives.
Research facility, night. Dr. Harding and her team worked tirelessly, analyzing data and refining their storm neutralization technology. A breakthrough occurs, and their system is ready for testing. External storm chasing vehicle day. Dr. Harding, Dusty, and their team speed towards a looming supercell, armed with their cutting edge technology. Internal storm chasing vehicle day. The team operates their technology, deploying unmanned aerial drones equipped with advanced sensors into the heart of the storm. The data feeds into their command center, allowing them to predict and track the tornado's movements. External tornado alley day. The team faces a series of dangerous tornadoes as they put their technology to the test. With precise calculations and real-time adjustments, they manage to redirect the destructive forces away from populated areas. Internal Mobile Command Center day. As Dr. Harding analyzes data, she realizes that something unusual is happening. The tornadoes seem to be growing stronger and exhibiting abnormal behavior.
Dusty, this isn't anything like we've seen before. These tornadoes are defying all known pattern. Dusty.
Could
Oh,
it be the work of Mother Nature or something else entirely?
External Tornado Alley day. The team finds themselves in the midst of a colossal storm system with multiple tornadoes converging into a never-before-seen phenomenon, a gigantic vortex of unprecedented power. In the Mobile Command Center, Dr. Harding and her team scramble to find a solution as the massive vortex bears down on a heavily populated city.
we need to find a way to disrupt the vortex, or it will destroy everything in its path.
External city streets. Dr. Harding and Dusty race through the city, racing against time to find the key to stopping the unstoppable. Inside, after analyzing the data and consulting fellow scientists worldwide, Dr. Harding formulates a daring plan.
We are going to build a device capable of generating an opposing force to counteract the vortex's power. If we disrupt its core, we might be able to weaken or dissipate it.
Outside, you see the city skyline. Dr. Harding and her team assemble their device in the heart of the city. The massive vortex looms closer, threatening to unleash unimaginable destruction. Inside the device control room, Dr. Harding and her team activate the device, creating a focused energy beam aimed at the core of the vortex. The energy beam connects with the vortex, unleashing a spectacular battle between the forces of nature and human ingenuity. Lightning crackles. The winds reach unimaginable speeds. The team watches nervously as the vortex weakens and begins to dissipate. The once mighty vortex disintegrates into smaller, harmless twisters that fade in the distance. Dr. Harding and Dusty exchange exhausted but triumphant. Celebrate their success with the team. Their groundbreaking technology has saved countless lives and paved the way to a safer future. Fade out.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Incredible work, either the reporter or ChatGPT.
Wait.
At
so-
the bottom, it says
yeah.
Twister 2 Vortex Unleashed is a thrilling and action packed sequel that explores the boundaries of storm chasing and the indomitable spirit of those who dare to face the wrath of nature head on. What a ride. The Dodgers also receive a few universities, which Dodgers let's think about this for a second. You already got some of the top party schools, the top academic schools. Why are you bothering with these universities in the middle of the Midwest? As someone from the Midwest, no one cares about us. Also, lots of users moving around here, including the Royals J, who's fairly active and also a mod of a subreddit, and Esperitas, who is not that active, while the Royals received Red and Dangerous, who was recently returned to commenting after an extensive break. Royals B-, Dodgers C.
Well, that was certainly a fun day of trading.
Indeed, it was.
And I think with that, we shall call it a night. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Trade Deadline tonight. Have a great
Thank you
night.
s-
We will
thank
see
you
you
so
back
very
here
much.
tomorrow.
And thank you
Bye.
again
See
to our
you tomorrow.
sponsors, Old Line Woodwork,
Yes.
for making all this possible.